Hi everyone, this is Whitney at Whitney Automotive in Fredericksburg, Virginia, specializing in Mazda vehicles. I'm making a video today about programming keyless entry remotes, and what I'm going to do is show you how to program one, and then I'll go into a little more detail about other things that may be going on with your vehicle. So the first thing I want to say is that this works on the Mazda 6s, the Mazda 3s, the Mazda Proteges, the MPVs, the RX8s, the Miatas, the Mazda 626, and the Mazda Millenia. It's the same procedure for all of those vehicles, and let me give you a sample of some of the remotes that it will work on as well. This remote that was common on the Millenias, it's common on the Mazda 6s. This remote style here, that is common on the Proteges, it's common on the minivans, and it's common on the early Mazda 3s. And then the switchblade style remote, that's common on the Mazda 5, it's common on the Mazda 3, RX8, CX7. All of these vehicles, that's got the same procedure. The only vehicles that this won't work on are vehicles equipped with Smart Key, or the Mazda Tribute, or the Mazda B Series trucks. Those have a different procedure, which is also very simple. But what we're going to do right now is I'm going to show you how to program the remote to this vehicle, and then I will go into some detail about the other things that may be going on, and we'll take another look at a couple different things. First, we're just going to open up the car door. Alright, the doors are unlocked right now. We're going to open up the car door. We're going to put the ignition key in the ignition cylinder and cycle it 3 times to the on position. We're not going to start the car. We're not going to run the car. We're just going from off to on 3 times. And then we will close and open the door back up 3 times. So I'm going to do that, and you watch what happens. You probably audibly hear the locks lock and unlock. So let's start. On, off, on, off, on, off. Close, open, close, open, close, open. Now, as you can see, the door's all locked and unlocked. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my remote and I'm going to press the unlock button twice. And as you can see, that will make the doors lock and unlock. That is registering the ID in this remote to the car. Now, as soon as I do that, I'll move on to the next remote, if you have multiple remotes, and press the unlock button twice on that remote as well. Do this for as many remotes as you have. When you're done, you can take the ignition key out of the cylinder. You'll see it lock and unlock 2 times, signifying that the car is out of programming mode. Then you can open and close the door a couple times just to make sure everything's okay. You can check your remote. And as we can see, it is working. Let me open up the door so you can see the lock switch. Alright. So as I said, that's the procedure. If you want to go try it in your car now, go ahead, but I figured I would talk about a couple of things. Now, I talked about how the smart keys, which is a credit card style key or a small round key, common now, looks kind of like a suppository. It's on the modern vehicles. It's not going to work, this procedure. Those need to be programmed with a computer at the Mazda dealership. What other cars wouldn't work on? The Mazda Tribute or the Mazda B Series trucks. Those do not have a door open and close procedure, but they do have a cycle time. You're going to cycle the key 7 times. On, off, on. 7 times. The locks will lock and unlock, and then you can hit the remote as well. A couple other things. You don't always have to hit the unlock button. However, with the switchblade style remotes, you do have to hit the unlock button. On some of these remotes, you can push any button you want 2 times when it goes into programming mode. I always hit unlock. It's a common practice just to do the button that you know is always going to work. So if you're pressing the button, and you're wondering why it's not programming, stop and look at it. Make sure you're pressing the unlock button. Another thing with the remotes, some of them will have an LED light in them, if you can see that. If that's not lighting up, it doesn't matter how many times you program it, the remote doesn't work. You probably have a dead battery or a bad remote. I have another video out about how to replace the batteries on these switchblade style remotes. You might want to check that out. Now, another thing I wanted to talk about quickly was the opening and closing of the door procedure. Some of our vehicles have the door switch actually in the door. Some of them are external, and you can push it with your finger right here. It's a little rubber black button, and you can push it and open it and close it. Now, if you're pushing it and opening and close it, and the open door light in your dash isn't going on and off, and your dome lights aren't going on and off, you might have a bad door switch. It might say that the door is always closed, in which case your remote will not program as well. let me see. I think that's about it. The only other thing that I can suggest is that these little bags that you can get online, pretty cheap, to cover up your remotes, or any cover you can put on your remote, will make it last much longer. I really recommend protecting them, because when you have them in your pocket, no matter how clean of a person you are and how clean your hands are, they're going to get grime and dust in them, and they're going to go bad, and the batteries won't last as long. These little purses might make you look like a grandma, but they'll save you money in the long run. So I always recommend them with my customers. That's about it. And again, my name is Ray Whitney at Whitney Automotive in Fredericksburg, Virginia. If you have any suggestions or questions, feel free to comment, and I hope to see you all in the shop soon. Have a good one now.